maybe somebody's totally unfamiliar with, pickup and delivery and how it would even work. How are you keeping track of like the actual clothes? I'm assuming you're not mixing clothes in the washers. And can you tell me just a little bit, like nuts and bolts, how does that process work in terms of how do you know what laundries where at various points in the process?
Yeah, great question. And that's all stuff we incorporated into the software. And we basically copied our pen and paper system, but now it's reliable and automated. So step number one, before the driver, it actually starts before the driver leaves to pick up the clothes. So it goes into the software, he hits print all, and it prints all the tickets of all the different pickups he's going to be picking up. So nice ticket where you can label the orders, and that way you know which belongs to each person. Mm-hmm. Then when he gets back or she gets back from being on the road, then we unload each order. And so you simply tap. Well, when he's going to pick up the order, one quick thing, a very important piece is you need to communicate with the customer. The most expensive thing is driving out there and there's no laundry. So that's a communication issue. So the day before, the software automatically emails people. I mean, this stuff would take forever to do by hand. and then you've got, when the driver's en route, he taps en route on his tablet, and then the customer gets a text message saying, Super Subs will be there in 15 minutes. If there's a problem, please call. So then he picks up the laundry. After he finishes his route, goes back to the laundry. Sometimes he needs to go back first because it's overflowing. And then he taps unload, and he unloads each order one at a time. We weigh the clothes both when we unload and then after the clothes are laundered. And that's very important. And most people don't do it because it'd be just more tracking, but it's so easy with the software because it grabs the weight automatically from the scale. You just tap add weight. Mm-hmm. So that information is super handy because in case an order it helps prevent orders from getting mixed up. Because then you could see, Bob's order, gained 5 pounds and Sally's order lost 5 pounds. And then you're able to know exactly which attendant worked on that order. Mm-hmm. Because when you're hiring somebody new, you train them as good as you can, and you know exactly who to talk to if there's an issue. So you could fix that. So the second thing is more common is somebody says, hey, you lost my jacket. I'm guilty of blaming stuff on the cleaning person. So because they think you're the last person to touch their clothes and I'm missing my jacket and they left it in their car or something. Right. And so now we have the initial weight, we have the final weight. It's displayed beautifully on the screen and we show it to them. And then they say, oh, my mistake. I probably misplaced it. And so that helps protect us. Then we put the orders in a bin. So because everybody gives you their clothes in different bags and the socks just love to jump out of those bags. And that might not seem like a big problem if somebody loses a sock, but it's a huge problem because those socks are going to go in somebody else's order. And when somebody else gets somebody else's sock or undergarment in their clothes, you just lost a customer.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just weird.
you have a bigger chance of losing the customer got somebody else's clothes than the guy who's like missing clothes he doesn't even realize. So it is such a costly, and if you lose one customer, that's hundreds, that could be like $500 a year, or thousands. So we put each order inside a bin. Then we track each order from, through the software as well. The attendants use tablets, and you could use the main kiosk if you want, and you tap wash, and you could even choose which machine you're using and how much you're putting in the machine. So you could track all that information. And a lot of laundromats are using spiral notebooks and they're having their manager look over all the reports. And with ours, it's just doing it automatically. It knows that machine is $2.50 or $3 a start. And then you've got a report that you could access. The software's in the cloud, so you could access it from anywhere, from your phone or at home. And you could see, hey, why did, Johnny spend over 40% of the order total on machines? So you could just go right down the column and just look at the percentage of how much money they spent. And if that number is over 40%, or, your numbers may be different, but if it goes over a certain percentage, that they are either using the wrong machines or they're giving themselves a raise, either way. So, so that's really important to know who's tracking, or to track who's working on which order. And we even track where each bin is located. So this order, when the driver unloads it, he says, I'm putting it on shelf number 3. And the other really important thing, whether you're using software or pen and paper, the most important thing is to write down the number of packages. Mm-hmm. And basically, because the most common mistake is a customer comes into the store and the attendant is kind of, adrenaline's going. They're trying to find the order really quick. They find the first bag they see. They hand it back to the customer. Customer gets home and they realize, hey, I'm missing all these clothes. The attendant goes, looks on the shelf, and they go, oh, you still have 2 bags left over here. And now, so you think problem solved, but from the customer's point of view, they paid for convenience. Now they're driving back to the laundry.
Right. Yeah.
So that's, and on pickup and delivery, that still happens. If you don't write down the number of packages, 1, you might not load the vehicle with all those clothes. 2, when you get to their house, you might not give them all their clothes. So, and then you have to drive back. So there's a lot of there's not like any one major mistake in wash and fold. There's a whole bunch, there's no silver bullet as creating good software or processes. It's really a whole bunch of little mistakes that over time you say, oh, I'm not going to make that mistake again. And we basically bake that into the software to help prevent those mistakes from ever happening. Just real quick, I was talking to somebody who's looking at different software, and he goes, Matt, let me explain the situation I'm having, and then tell me if your software would help. And he explained the situation. And I'm like, well, there's about 9 different reasons that could never happen using our software. So, just we all kind of know what the mistakes are. It's just handwriting is a big mistake. The not putting in the decimal. We had somebody manually using typing in the weight instead of using in the scale, and they didn't put in a 0, or they didn't put in the decimal point. So
it's a big difference.
And so that turns into a big issue where if you just tap add weight, that scale saves a huge number of mistakes. So as much stuff as you could automate, every time there's handwriting, there's potential mistakes. So that's probably the best advice is you want to just get away from pen and paper.